there was an intense sell-off this morning. Hold on, let me get back to the charts so we can check this out real quick. Wrong page. We want trade obey. There we go. There was a very intense sell-off this morning. Let's go to the 15 minutes. We are trading all the way down to 25,200 with a low of day of 25,153. I gotta be honest, I may or may not have totally kaboomed an account this morning trying to catch this falling knife up here. Happens to the best of us. But I also, switched accounts and am up with 2 green trades, catching the bottom down here. I took some longs down here around the pivot point, just expecting a little bit of a bounce right before the stream started. I know, tried to schedule it for 8, but sometimes you got to just do what the price action is telling you, man. So full disclosure, there's an Apex account in my name that is kaput thanks to me, and I did it on the Apex account on purpose because they were cheaper and the PA fees and all of that other stuff. So I definitely chose the Apex account on purpose to try to catch that falling knife. Did not catch it at all. Bled straight, just stabbed me as I was trying to catch it and kept on bleeding. This was a very, very, very interesting sell-off. I think Nvidia's down in the 177s. Remember, this is the biggest company in the country right now. I don't know if it should be. I don't know if it should be bigger than Amazon or Apple or, some of those companies, but it currently is. And so these big drops on Nvidia as people, take profits from the big move up, as people price in these new rate cuts and what the new market's going to look like in 2026. Like, there's a lot going on. But this Friday sell-off was the strongest move I've seen in the Nasdaq all December. At least all December, if not even longer than that. So, that's why I got caught trying to catch that falling knife earlier. But we're up 2 green trades, actually 3 green trades. I took 1 trade that reacted against me hella fast right as I was trying to close it. I was up 10 points and could not get the close. They gave me half a point. They gave me a half a point on that trade just because of a slow close and because of fees is break even. If I get a half a point and I gotta pay transaction fees, it's a break even trade. So technically 3 trades, 1 break even, not a loss, 2 10-point wins. So we're up. As we see, the chart is still bouncing right around this pivot point. I gotta believe 25,153 is likely the low of day. It's hard to be certain because we're still hanging around here at the 200 level, but I was wrong earlier. I caught that falling knife, but look at the RSI, how low it is down here. It's under 30%, so that's why I succeeded on these 2 little bounce trades right here, just expecting some relief after these long drops. I couldn't catch it earlier. I actually did have a decent short right around maybe 15 to 30 minutes after market open, because I drew these white checkered lines. I drew the 15-minute opening range. We're on the 15-minute chart, so you can see that first 15-minute candle was what I ranged out. And when we got below this, my first trade of the day was a close below the 15-minute range. Boom, I took a short. I took a nice 11-point win on that Apex account. Let this drop to about this area, and I had the support and resistance line right here, so I expected a little bounce. Played the bounce and caught the falling knife. You see that it kept going on. So the opening range break trade was a good trade, but I just did it in an account that I did some silly shit on shortly after that, so it doesn't really matter. But it does matter for my just my experience and my learning and my lessons. I did take that opening range break with a good trade. The falling knife was a terrible trade. These 2 little bottom bounces were good trades, and that 1 break even trade. So technically it's only 8:17 in the morning on the West Coast. I already had 5 trades on a Friday, 3 green, 1 red, 1 break even. So honestly, those are good numbers in my opinion. I'm not like greedy down here or feeling like, oh my god, I gotta take another trade. I gotta take another trade. Taking 5 trades in the first hour and a half, out of 2 hours of the session. Less than 2 hours, and I'm taking 5 trades. So I'm not in a rush for another trade. Kind of want to let this chart just kind of build itself out again. We're hanging out right below this pivot point, so it's hard to be confident that this is actually the low of day. As you see, even this green candle with some relief is being pushed back down below the pivot point. We are currently trading right at 25,200. It's splitting between, look at that 10-point bounce. Right as I said 200, it tapped 210, 211, and came right back down to 202. So this is how I made those really quick trades down here. The bounces that I played down here, I was surprised to see it move 10 points in my favor that fast, but now I'm seeing how it could do that. Oh, that's interesting. So I honestly, after such an impressive move to the downside, and look at that, we're in the 180s. I kind of expect us to chop for a while to kind of like find a new zone, build a new base. I'm gonna check out the 1 hour candle. If we zoom back out, this is the last area where there was some, let's drag this out. Look at that, see? An old school support and resistance line that I was using weeks and weeks ago, or at least a week ago, or whatever, I can now drag down, and look how close it came to that support. Honestly, I think I can kind of play this this floor with this as my break level. Like even if I see it at the 180s, if we want to come down and test the 153 level again, which totally not out of the question. Looking at this RSI, looking at this hourly candle, but look at that pop back over 200 just that fast. So yeah, these are how I made those quick bottom scalps. I wouldn't be surprised if it bases down here for a minute, chops, tries to create a new base, but I would be surprised if we get another flush after all of this move from 25,000. What's the high of the session? 25,733. So 733 to 190. Are we serious? Over 500 points. From the high. Now, not 500 points in this session because we started right here at the 25,600 level. But even 600 down to where are we now? 175, 185. Even that enormous move for the open, biggest move of the day. So obviously I didn't get on stream. I rolled over still in my pajamas and got this trade, the first couple trades taken care of. But that's how it is on the West Coast, man. I got a place to stay with somebody that fucks with me in South Carolina, and anytime I'm on the look at this move. Anytime I'm on the East Coast and trading, it just feels so different. The sun is up, life is moving. You're able to like get up and have breakfast, do some jumping jacks. Are we headed to the 2,400 level? We've got that much room, not even down to here. This is exactly 2,500. We are now testing this zone. That's why I said I thought I could potentially play a buy off of this zone as long-term support. But maybe there's something else happening in the market that I don't know about, because this is an aggressive move. I think crypto was dumping. This will be trying to catch a falling knife again. Look at the reaction off of that level. But it would, I learned my lesson this morning for trying to catch these Nasdaq falling knives. Eventually, it will find a bottom and stop. And then somebody will make money off that bounce. But honestly, like, what do you do with this? 5-minute chart. Down, baby. Street in a Range Rover. So it did. Look at how well that level held. If I said I wanted to play a buy off of that zone I just drew out, I'd still be up 20 points. so oversold and have been. Like, again, anytime under this RSI, this red line on the RSI, means way oversold. That doesn't mean it won't keep going. It just means that we're oversold. My reverse at the hourly candle. My reverse at the 9 o'clock. Still tempted to kind of go long at this area, but if it breaks this zone, it's going. It's going. This is a tricky area to take a trade in. If I see it break this level, I might try to catch that ride down. That's better than trying to catch a falling knife. But right now, I see it respecting this level. I'm trusting this level. I'm not gonna do anything until I see how it wants to behave at this level. Yeah, this that bounce level. This feels like that bounce level. I still could have took a buy off that zone and been up again. Look at that. 30-point bounce off that level. Yeah, playing the longs from this level would have paid well. And still going. That's 40 points now. Let's let this candle decide what it wants to do. Poke down first. It's interesting that it wanted to come back down like that.
Order filled.
So I took this long again. This might be a lesson like we learned from last time, that I needed to take it down here. I'm right in the middle where it's at this pivot point, and again, it's been bleeding all day. So I'm hoping just for a little bit of reaction, just to see this start to curl up a little bit. So we're 5 points up.
Order filled.
For a 12-point win. Just that fast, it reacted. Again, playing this level, this might be the low of day. That's another trade I possibly could have just held. But because look, it's gonna climb, it's gonna go. Man, I gotta get better at holding those winners. I'll take the 12-point win on a day like this, again, where I blew an apex trying to catch a falling knife. I will definitely scout for success on this account that is above the threshold. You know, I don't want to do anything silly with this one. But man, that was a nice move. I'm glad I played that long there. We went back to the pivot point. Wouldn't be surprised if we even retest this 14 EMA. Even if it wants to be bearish for the day, even if it wants to continue to bleed, there has to be some relief. Again, this is the reason I don't trade off the RSI, but there's a reason I like to keep the RSI on the chart, just to even seeing that little curl up. It's trying to get back above the red line. That's enough to play a bounce, honestly. Play a bounce, not to, you know, take a long for that you want to hold forever. This is a clear downtrend, as clear as it's ever been in the month of December. We are down. That doesn't mean that it doesn't bounce. So again, similar to Wednesday's stream, no, Wednesday's the one day I didn't stream. Similar to Thursday's stream, I broke my rules, but it turned into a good trade. Typically, I would not take a buy below all of these moving averages. But yeah, that bounce off the low was actually the right play, because again, just super oversold, super down. We've been flushing hundreds and hundreds of points. Eventually, you gotta have that big reversal candle, and this isn't an enormous candle. None of these green candles have been as big as the red all day. Maybe this one. This is the one that could have confused a lot of people. Because this is the one, I think I went short right here the first time. I went on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, I went short right here the first time. As soon as I saw, okay, we're going to close below this level. We're at the two dotted lines are the opening, 15-minute opening range. And I'm like, oh, we're going to close on the bottom of the opening range, not the top of the opening range. So that short worked out. But then the falling knife did not work out. And these bounces from the floor are just, they have to be quick scalps because, again, just even though it curled up, look how low we are. We're still under the 200 level. We are being pushed down by the bear. The bears are winning a lot today. Tempted to go long again, would not be surprised at a little bit of a retest here of that 14 EMA that's currently at 25,275. That's still 70 points up though. That's the cold part. So there's obviously room to the upside, but are we really about to retest the EMA before going lower? The only time we did that would be maybe like right here, where we 4 green candles in a row in the middle of this 5-minute downtrend. But that's 20 minutes of pop where you could certainly believe that was the bottom. See, look, this is the move back up that I had just projected, and now we're up over that pivot point. I again would not be surprised as it climbs. That's 20. Headed up still, yeah. Not surprising. You just want to watch out for the bears that were right here causing these big sell-offs, man. They might be gone. They might have taken profits. This might be them profit taking, but that's a great reaction from the lows of 25,155. Currently trading at 225. 155 to 225. That's a 70 point reaction, right? To the upside. So let's see what this next candle does. It immediately drops back below the pivot point. Nice red retracement. I'm tempted to take another long right here as it wants to retest this EMA. It really does. Again, that was my 6th trade of the day, and it's 8:30 in the morning. So as much as the market is finally showing me its hand, I don't want to be too greedy. I don't want to be too aggressive. This account is green on the day with several positive trades. So yeah, look at how we flipped over that, just got a little bit over the RSI. The line still curled down because we are obviously bearish. But this move of the curl up, that's how you get that bounce. That's how you can play that bounce for, which is still technically catching a falling knife, but see, this 15-minute candle here doesn't really have much of a top wick, but the bottom wick on this candle is really interesting. This, the way the 15-minute chart was very clear yesterday, this feels less clear to me, and the 5-minute chart feels a lot more clear. Let's do the 30-minute. 30-minute, impossible to trade unless you were just short the whole time. Like, there's no, what do you do with this? There's no real EMA retest. There's no nothing. So yeah, and I'm interested in a long here, but I don't like how it's holding up underneath this pivot point, which again, that's why I didn't get too aggressive, too greedy. We are okay on the day. Here, let's check this real quick. Okay, here we go. Say performance. Yeah, I'm over my the personal threshold that I set for this account for profit. But only by $4.50. And look at the way it came all the way back down. So I'm very glad I wasn't aggressive to take that long again. We are in a very clear downtrend. It did not make it all the way up to retest that EMA. Now this is an interesting candle. It looks like it's gonna help us make a decision. Are we engulfing all of this move to come down and make a new level, or is this still going to be the reaction zone as we chop? So we come down, and then there's clear buys down here because there's a bunch of, that will be interesting if this level between 150 and 170 are good buys for bounces. Definitely down at 130 it appears to be a good buy, unless of course this candle wants to bleed all the way through and make a new low. Remember, we had this retracement here, 4 green candles. This one didn't even have a top wick, so you would think like, hey, we're about to go, only for it to turn right back around. I can't be the only trader in the world that's looking at this pattern, looking like a bear flag. Well, I didn't change y'all back when I said looking like a bear flag. I just didn't talk about the chart. Alright. So yeah, that long would not have played out. Look at how that red, that newest 5-minute candle just engulfed that entire bullish move. It was nice to get that win, to play that bounce, but that's why you don't get greedy and aggressive and try to play that same play twice in the same, the same little hour, same little setup, because look at what price is doing. Oh, this is a good time to tweet out the link again. Duh. Let's let people know we're live. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Oh well. There. Copy link. Oh, duh. And then I started checking text messages instead of tweeting the damn link. Let's actually do this. Oh, and look at that bleed. Okay, yeah, so again, that second long would not have been the move. It looks like it wants another leg down. I wonder if this 130 area is still safe to play for a bounce, but based on chart structure, market structure right now, I wouldn't take it. It very well could still bounce in this area, but it doesn't look like a trade I want to take. That the current 5-minute candle is we'll see, but yeah, I don't like the shape that this pattern is taking up. Almost a perfect, bull flag, bull pennant, bull flag, whatever flag. Yeah. one of these days when this stream gets some real motion or whatever, I'm gonna dive deeper into what this music is and means to me, show y'all some cool stuff or whatever. We'll get there. But man, yeah, look at this perfect bear flag playing out. It looks like it wants lower. It looks like we want the next leg lower. Let's see if this is still a bounce area the way it bounced off of this, the way it bounced off of this red candle. Let's see if that same theory holds. Right now it looks like it wants a new low of day. Amazing. Amazing. All right, I have tweeted the quote. Yeah, see, that wasn't an aggressive new low, and it is still bouncing. Just the bounce is happening a little lower this time again. I didn't like that candle. I didn't like that market structure. It obviously showed it was going lower, but how much? Or it wasn't making it so far. It wasn't doing what it did earlier, falling hundreds of points and making a whole new base low. So this move here, coming down to the 25,117 and then bouncing back up to the 30s. I want to check this out on the higher time frame again. Again, the 30-minute chart just looks crazy. There is no top wick on this candle on the 30-minute chart. And that is either a signal of reversal, like, saying that the price is eventually going to come back this whole way, or a signal that we wanted way lower. And it looks like for the last 30 minutes, what the story has been is way lower. It's tricky because the previous 30-minute candle had a long bottom wick, so you would think that buyers were here and this sell-off was over, especially if you're just following the price action for the month. But no, we are bleeding below that level again. We're back in the 120s, 110s. I would be, I don't know, I'd be surprised if we ended the day in the 24,000 area, but man, are we marching towards it. Definitely started this session closer to 26,000, and now we have bled through though. We started the session 25,733. Market open today 25,000. Market open today 25,600 area, and we are now trading in 25,130s. Hundreds and hundreds of points to capture to the downside if you were short. If you were long, you got wrecked by a freight train. Look at this bounce happening again from this area. We've flipped a green hammer candle. Let's see if this candle can engulf the previous red move or not. Can you make it up to this level to kind of invalidate this next level of bearishness, or are you just, is this just chop? Let's see. I always get stuck reading some shit on my phone. Whenever I grab it to, Whenever I grab it to check Nasdaq or whatever, check Nasdaq, check Nvidia, the other end. So yeah, that the bounce off the 117 area is holding. We're now back in the 150s. So yes, it did break a new low, and there's a lot of shorts who probably got right here too, thinking, ooh, look, we broke this level, we're making new lows, we're gonna do exactly what we did earlier, and believed. But that's why you want to check the higher time frames to see, like, is there maybe some long-term, ooh, we're in the 170s just that fast, is that long-term support in this area when you zoom all the way out? I kind of want to check the daily chart and see how this looks, but my daily is so ugly from all of my indicators. It looks a mess. And if I remove these indicators on here, it's gonna remove them on the other side. So wow, look at that. I mean, like, I know it's hard to see, but open mid, remember that big pop up, so we came down, filled that gap, got a low. A lot of people said this was the next leg high, this was the low, and we were headed up. That's at 24,000, 23,890 seems like the daily lows that we even like wick down to. And I don't know what this line was being drawn from here as a, or oh look, we're right there at VWAP on the daily. That's really interesting that it came all the way down to daily VWAP, even broke through the daily 50 period moving average, broke through all these moving averages to get to the 50. All right, I'm gonna get off this chart. It looks gross with all of these extra. I know the daily looks horrible and it's hard to understand, but look at the bottom wick yesterday for today's sell-off. There's genuinely no logic to that. There has to be some sort of outside news that I'm missing. Look at just look at the RSI and the different shapes that it made. Grind, right. Well, the only thing I will say is that a lot of times I do remember my original stock market lessons. They would always say stocks like to take the stairs up and the elevator down. That's what this feels like it would be indicative of. Looking at the daily RSI, slow climb. We didn't just roll over. Look, if you look back here, it's a rollover. That's a mountain peak. You know, it made a rounded peak to come back down slowly but surely. This slow grind. A daily candle with that kind of drop, looking that aggressive, again, it feels like a news play. It feels like someone said something or did something. Maybe I don't have the ticker or the information currently, but that's how that feels to me. The only difference would be, like I said, sometimes they say stocks like to take the stairs up and the elevator down. That's what that would look like to me on the daily. Even if you look at the RSI, because the chart is too cluttered, stairs up, elevator down, stairs up, elevator down. All right, let's go back to the short-term 5-minute time frame, and yep, that big hammer, it absolutely did engulf that whole move, but it needed some time. Again, I know I've mentioned on the stream plenty that time is the other important factor. You could be right about what the market's about to do and wrong about when it's about to do it. So time is also a very important factor in this equation. And within a 5-minute candle, it did engulf that whole move, only to come back down at least half of that candle already. Highs of 185, no top wick on this 5-minute candle, which again, a lot of times that no top wick can signify even more bleed or this bounce and reversal. It means that by the time this candle is closed, there will be a top wick and it'll be up here somewhere. And see, look, it's kind of happening as I talk it out. May not be, let's see how much there's another 2 minutes and 15 seconds on this candle. So yeah, there it is. It's happening as we speak. I wouldn't be surprised if it flips red to green. Oh, the bears and the bulls are having a nice little tug of war over this candle. going back and forth. There's still a minute and 50 seconds, so plenty can happen. We're at 25,177. And the 77, I see 81. There's still 80 seconds left for this candle to close. So there's the slowly but surely that flip green looks like it wants to happen. Remember, no top wick on that candle, and time being the next most important factor. It's happening. It's happening slowly but surely, based off the green hammer candle that we have next to it and the no top wick. It's trying to put in a top wick. Doesn't mean it's gonna like go much further, break the 200s. That's, oh wow. This is why I said you got to give the candles time to play out, because within the 5 minutes that it's fighting for, we're back down to 160, just that quick in that same 5 minute candle. Nasdaq, you dirty B word. Never able to put in that top wick, like I said, so usually that signifies a little more downside to come. This area is absolutely difficult to trade. I would almost want another long here. Yeah, it looks like it wants more downside with those no top wicks. I can see why traders will go short here. The 145 level, 148. Getting a little bit of reaction back in the other direction. Between 145 and 148. Ooh, there's 152. So yeah, definitely more of a tug of war happening in this area. Bulls and bears fighting about what the next move should be. Those no top wicks really make me feel like down. As we see now, we're down to 45. You want it to push down to 120 if you're short, but again, it's having a hard time. These bottom wicks here let you know that there are some. I don't see my volume shelf anywhere. Let's see. There's 156 right down to 146. Very fast, a very fast back and forth. The Bulls and the Bears are slugging it out in this area. These are the zones where even if I had wanted to trade long, short, whatever, I don't like trading in a zone like this. It's a lot of indecision without even being like a doji candle or whatever. Having a hard time staying below 25,145. Anytime it touches that 145 area, it's popping back 150, 155 even. In the low 40s, there it is. That's that quick reaction again, from the low 40s to the high 50s, very fast. 25,160 and 150. 154 just that quick. You know, the price action is still moving down here for scalpers. If you're a 10-point scalper, you can snatch 10 points in here. It just has to be the right 10 points. The current range seems to be 145 to 160. We're at the height of that range right now, 160. Oh, and the 60s just tried to hit 70s real quick. See, it's still got a little momentum down here. It's still Nasdaq on a Friday. This is the long that I would have wanted, just playing off these bottom wicks. You're seeing there are some obvious buys down here, just not buys that can get you up back to that pivot point, back to these EMAs up there. Because even if you're bearish, you kind of want an EMA retest at this point. Or you should, for this move to be like a valid, thorough move. All right, we're back in the 150s though. 170 to 150 was a pretty quick move. So again, yeah, if you're a scalper, you could have scalped this 5-minute candle like a lot between 145 and now it's 165. 20 points in there that it's gone back and forth between plenty of times, and it does look like it wants lower as this candle continues to form. There's 30 seconds left in this 5-minute candle and we're near the lower end. As I said the word lower, it popped 5 to 7 points. This is the most temperamental little 20-point candle. But yeah, it still looks like it wants lower. It's 145 and finally, yeah, just gotta be some strong buys down there. Every time it sees 145, it flashes to the 150s every single time. So as quickly as I said that, we're back at 160 and that candle is closed. So we had 2 red candles in a row, but none of them could close below 150. And this new 5-minute candle again pokes down, puts in a bottom wick, 147, 146, 145, 144. Did I see 144? Yeah, 143. And here's the reaction. Here's the reaction back up. So yeah, there's a lot of, if you have good timing, you know, if you're quick on the trigger on the buys and the exits, you can certainly scalp this little range for 5 to 10 points because it's you know, flipping through those 5 to 10 very quickly. Having a hard time breaking below. There's 143. And there's 140, 139. We're seeing the move that the shorts would have wanted. Do we get another reaction off this level? So now what you want to look at is that there's 4 minutes until the close of a 1-hour candle. So if you were short down here, you might be in for a bit of a reversal. A lot of times the 1-hour candles do that. It shows you its direction. We've been bearish for the whole hour and you get a reversal in the opposite direction the last few minutes. So just that fast, we're back in the 170s. From the 130s to the 170s. Quick reaction, quick reaction. So yeah, just a lot more indecision around here. You can even see that candle continuing to flip between green and red. I wouldn't be surprised if we found a bottom for now, because these last few candles that tried to find that bottom kept getting bought back up. You can even see the RSI didn't spike, but it crawled back above this this level here. So there's that bounce off the bottom back to 170. Let's see if the bulls can actually get it to break this 170 level that it couldn't in the previous candle. So I know I mentioned it originally looked like a textbook bear flag when we had this break here, but honestly, I'm starting to wonder if this is like a falling wedge. Let's draw this out. It can't hurt. So really that bottom is gonna be the low of day. You know what? Okay, I'll still do this. Make that a little thicker. Yeah, that was look at the wedge break right there. Wow, while I was busy drawing, that's exactly what happened. This is why I said I would have wanted to take the long right there. Nvidia is finally having some relief from the morning sell-off. This is even if you're bearish, this is the retest of that EMA you would have wanted. But yeah, that was definitely, we found the low, and instead of a bull flag that looked like a falling wedge, where now, boom, we broke just that quickly. Broke the bottom of that falling wedge. So we can go ahead and remove these drawings. I want to continue to. So now, here's the real question. Are we getting up to the 21 EMA? Or is this the retest and it's coming back down? Tricky area, money to be made either way. Yeah, I see like it looks like it wants to head higher above that 14 EMA. It was stuck in that area for a while and it struggled. Once it broke out, it actually broke out. This is the biggest green candle we've seen in a while so far, minus maybe like 30 minutes ago for one little fake out that got completely engulfed the very next candle. So again, you want to keep an eye on this. It's still hanging out technically below that 14 EMA. And the 1 hour candle just opened. That's important to note. And I'm seeing that push. So it does look like it wants to try this 21 EMA, but every time it wicks above the 14 EMA, it's also pushed back down. There's another 97 seconds left on this 5-minute candle, and it is a very bullish candle. So you might not get the move until this next candle. And again, this might also just be the retest that it needed after all of that deep sell, because it was struggling to get above this zone right here. It broke through. It looks like it wants it. I'm gonna try it.
Order filled.
Oh man, and the instant I bought at market, we saw a little pushback below. I was liking this relief that I saw here. I wanted it to just get right up here to the 21 EMA at 25,254. And there's still 30 seconds for this particular candle to close. It looks like I didn't get like the best entry for a long here, but I'll let it play out. If it wants to reverse and close below the 14 EMA, I'll take the L. I thought we were gonna come up to test the 21 like we did the last couple days, and it's looking like I'm wrong. I can let this next candle open and show me a little something. Put in a little bit of a bottom wick. It would be nice if we had some expansion to the upside, but it would be nice if this was the bottom and we got a little pump. Even just up to the 21 EMA right there would be beautiful for a trader like me.
Order filled.
I wanted to go ahead and take that profit. It's probably still gonna go, but as I look down at my phone, Nvidia is hanging out right at its own 14 EMA. We're right at the middle of that RSI. It's still gonna go. It's still gonna go. But I just needed to it's still gonna go. I just needed to hang on to the profit that I already had. Like I said, this account is over the profit threshold that I set for the day, so I want to take these trades cautiously. I don't want to give back any wins, that trailing drawdown. But honestly, I could see this going to test the 21 EMA. That was the original trade. Let's see if Nvidia can pop the... Yeah, Nvidia is kind of rejecting at that 40. It wicked above and it also rejected at that 14 EMA. Obviously, there's some Apple, there's some Amazon, and I closed a little early and missed this trade. I missed the rest of the momentum that I was looking for in that move, but I'll take the green trade for the day. Could have held another 60 seconds or so. All right, so that's good to know. Again, part of the reason I'm doing this is to get better at these. I was even talking about it earlier in the week. I want to hold these wins a little longer. Cause yeah, it looks like, oh man, I'm missing the whole move, and it closed. When they closed that market, they gave me 3.5 points on that win, on what would have been a 20-point win. That is a little bit disappointing. Again, it's nice to keep my profits for now. Let's see how it reacts at this 21 EMA. Rough. That one, it's hit that 21 EMA. This is rough. Let's check back on Nvidia, because again, it looked to me as if Nvidia was rejecting that 14 EMA as it was coming back up. So I missed the rest of this curl. Oh, I gotta stay in that longer. I gotta stay in that trade longer. And now we're getting a little bit of rejection here at the 21 EMA. That's what I said. Let's see how it decides to react up there too. But yeah, I saw that playing out, and I wasn't patient enough. Plain and simple. There was a moment in that trade that I was down like 15 points, and I got out for the win. So obviously, you're happy with taking a win. But and yeah, strong reaction at the 21. I missed out on some of the momentum of that trade. You'll never capture all of the move, but I gotta be a little more patient look at that reach again, still a strong reaction at the 21 EMA. So even if I had tried to hold through up there, we'd be right back near-ish my entry before this candle even closed. Still another 40 seconds for this candle to close, and that's a strong reaction back down. So currently trading at 25,233. And with 10 more seconds to go, this candle gives a little bit of pop to the upside just to be sold back down. All right, let's see what this next 5-minute candle does. It opens green, it pushes up. Do we get any? There's like a tiny bottom wick there. There's a tiny bottom wick already. So now, that's a nice little pump there. The 14 EMA would be my line of demarcation. That was our first close above the 14 EMA in a long time on the 5-minute chart. In a long time. So it's rather important what this candle does. I don't want to trade it because I like confirmation to be 2 consecutive closes in whatever direction I'm looking for, whatever move I'm looking for at all, especially on a shorter time frame. Give me 2 consecutive closes. In this instance, it will be above the 14 EMA, and that would convince me that we're still bullish. But this candle, and as it's filling up, obviously that's the move that you want right there. The longs will still be in play here. Let's check this reaction right there at that EMA. It's interesting because it tested it already in the previous candle. It tested it, it rejected it, and closed between the 14 and the 21. I want to see, it's holding up right there at the 21, so I want to take a second to see what that looks like on a higher time frame. On the 15-minute chart, we are nowhere near the 14 EMA. I kind of like, do I? That 14 EMA on the 15-minute chart is so much higher. 337. That's really high. Another rejection at this 21 as of now, so I wanna hold off. It does look like we're long. We're bullish from this bottom area. It looks as though we found a bottom, but the 15-minute chart, like the longer time frame, or even when I pinch that, it goes back to being like, oh, maybe this is just a bigger bear flag. We've made this move down. This is the reaction, and then could we, you needed this relief. You needed to test the EMAs, but lower is not out of the question, especially if there's been a lot of selling in these sector market. Could be, just profit taking, tax loss harvesting, a lot of different things. But the fact that 14 EMA is so far, again, really makes me feel like this is just a relief move instead of a bullish move. Prices closing there's still 80 seconds left in this 5-minute candle, and the price is hanging out again below the 21 EMA. It wicked above it twice, couldn't close above it as of now. Definitely probably trapped some longs up there because it went up there twice. That's the way my brain works too. Remember, I said I wanted to see 2 consecutive closes above the 14 EMA to be bullish again, to say maybe we're getting up to getting up to the 50 EMA, but that 50 EMA on this 5 minute is even a little bit higher than the 14 EMA. This is at 338 on the 15 minute chart. If we go back to the 5 minute for the 50, we're talking about 362. Do we look like we have enough momentum to get up there? Honestly, I say no, especially looking at the RSI. It's even getting close to overbought even down here. It's not overbought yet, but it's on the higher side of 50%. Honestly, I'm still bearish looking at this price action right now. I want a better look at some of this. And then new 5 minute candle opens, no bottom wick. It has gone up above the 21 so far, but this is where it's rejected. This is the exact zone that it's rejected twice already. So my antennas are up for more downside. There's another pop that the bulls would have wanted though. You get 2 consecutive closes over the 14 EMA. It did not close above the 21. It went above it, it popped above it as soon as this new candle opened. So again, I'm still cautious. Let's see what this candle's behavior wants to do. Again, up on this account, up for the day, not looking to give back any profits on a Friday. So I only want to take A+ setups from this point. It does, it's looking like it wants higher. Yeah. 25,270, just that fast. So it held up. This is looking more like a true bottom. That's 70 and 75. I want to see what this move looks like on the 15 minute chart. I do still think it wants to tag that 14 EMA maybe, but it's really high and it's above a round number. I expect a reaction. With no bottom wick on that candle, it gave a lot more expansion to the upside. That's really interesting. Again, still another 2 minutes in this candle. That would have been a nice long, especially after the rejection of those last 2 wicks. I wouldn't have liked that long, but it was a good long. Now at 281, the 50 EMA on the 5 minute chart is at 25,359, and the 14 EMA on the 15 minute chart is at 25,330. Do we have another 50 points to the upside in us? Yeah, as it moves to 86, it looks like a slow grind up. We're not overbought on the 15 minute chart, not even close. Yeah, it's looking like it wants to pop that 25,300 level pretty soon. That's gonna be a psychological level for me. I'm interested to see how it reacts there. bit of a reaction at the 290 level. I want to check out what this pattern looks like on the 2-minute chart. Now that's interesting. As bad as I want to long, I want to keep my profits even more. Let's check this out. There's the hammer. This is the 300 level that's coming up. Let me get you back to the chart. Getting a little reaction right here again at this 290 level, but it is holding up strong. It looks like it wants to break this next round number, 25,300. Remember, we were in the 100s when I was asking, is this a bottom? Is this a bounce level? If you take a long from down there and you just hold it, that's, man, those are the trades that honestly I would like to get better at. The conviction that, hey, when I took a long down here, this red line being a both mental and very clearly a visual now stop loss could have been great just as a long anywhere down here to just say, do not click any button, don't close, don't sell, don't do anything unless you see a candle close below this line. I drew that red line a long time ago. I could have taken that trade and still been in it for, a 100-point bounce or whatever. Those are the type of trades I would like to get better at, especially if I'm trading MNQ and it would take a 50-point, reversal just to lose $100 or whatever the, actual math is with the fees and shit. Yeah, I gotta get better at trusting my support and resistance for these bigger moves. Again, I think as far as being a 10-point scalper, which again, I think it aligns with my temperament of see green, take green, but it doesn't align with my desires to make money quicker in the market. Like, so again, I have. Let's look at this real quick. It's not at all what I wanted. So yeah, let's just give this a glance. I am 100% on this account today. 5 for 5, all green trades. One that closed out on me for basically break even with the just slightly over break even with the fees, but to be 5-0 on a Friday, it definitely aligns with my temperament to be like, yo man, close this fucking trade, close the trade, get out. It is not that serious. Like, you already have profits, you've been in profits, you've been green all day. There's so many things that align with my psyche that say, hey man, why would you hold this instead of just take your profit? Take the profit, because if it, all the like trailing drawdown consistency rules and things, like there's a lot of psychological reasons that I would not take these trades even when they're convincing. Again, I would have wanted that to go, and we're back in the 80s, so another good reason. But this move, this is what I want to get better at. I think what I'll do is tell people for Christmas what I want is just like Amex gift cards or whatever, you know, Visa gift cards, or just straight up cash, whatever. The only gifts I want for Christmas are basically more accounts without having to explain to everybody in my life what buying more futures accounts actually means. So like, yeah, if I could have, obviously copy trading in 2026 is a must. I'm not this is not the New Year's stream where I want to lay out all my resolutions and shit like that, but it is a Friday stream where I'm 5-0, 100% green on this account, and not in a rush to take another trade, so we could talk about it for a second. Next year, I will absolutely be copy trading this account. If I were see, because that right there, even if it was just a second account, I could honestly say, if I were copy trading today's trades, I'd be comfortable walking away right now. It's 9-something in the morning on a Friday, man. Like, how I'm probably still gonna not trade anymore, but like, to be able to like close this up, walk away, and be like, yo, that was a good day. Made the money, move on with my life. That's the goal, and I do know that copy trading will get me there with my scalp strategy. But I would like some account in moments like this where I'm unsure, but I've drawn a bottom and things like that. I would like to just log out, log into my I'm not sure but fuck it account, and take the trade anyway. Let that bitch run. I think that will help me with temperament a lot too. This account, like I said, is over the threshold. It's safe. It's above all the like trailing drawdowns and all the good shit. Like, it's in a good spot. So that portion also keeps me cautious with these trades. And again, if I'd have went long up there, it already came back to the 14 EMA. This is nuts. The rough move from up there to back down here with no real sign for me. Sorry, we can pause my little resolution conversation for a second, just to acknowledge that there's no real sign. I said that we might still want lower. I was saying it right here. We pumped here just to come back here. There was no real like validation point for. Look at that on the 15. Never made it up to the 14 EMA, which is, I kept saying, that's far. That's really far. We're going to get a reaction at the 300 level. Look where it made it to. Look where it made it to. Literally psychological round numbers. It never cracked 25,300. Never cracked 25,300. And now we're back 25,240. We're in the 240, 230s. That's an insane move, if you ask me, but only if you didn't realize, like I said, I kept saying, it's really far, that's really far. No EMAs even close on the 30-minute chart. That big support, that big resistance line was, there before all the EMAs. So that was another good sign. Like, I would have gotten wrecked going short right here, because I would have saw this move go against me, closed up here, and watch these two candles reverse so hard that I might have broke my computer. So like, again, this is why it's cool to be patient, cool to sit on your hands and not be too urgent. Like, this move was happening. I saw this round number, and as high as this next EMA was, man, we've been bearish all day. These bulls aren't gone. These bears aren't gone. So now it's flushed another 50 points from this move, and we're back here at the pivot point. This was a very nice exhaustive relief bounce, but we could still be going lower today. Look at the curl over on the RSI. We cooled off and we bled. And 25,220, just that fast. I said 40 and we're down at 20. The bleed is real. Yeah, I'd have been sick if I took this short right here, where because it reacted twice off this EMA, like, nah, we don't really want to go above the 21. Then it blasted above the 21. I was thinking to go short right here when I saw this next candle forming. I really wanted to go short. I've gotten short 25,260. Then it goes to 98, 30 something points against me. So I would have been out the trade. I would have closed just based on my rules. I'm not letting trades go above 30 points against me again, especially in an account that's doing well. You gotta cut your losers quick. But I would have closed that loser for 10, 20, hopefully not like 25 point loss. I mean, that reversal would have happened. That reversal would have just no. I would not have been able to stay patient through that big move, and then to see it come back down like this. So now it's retesting the 14 EMA to decide if it wants lower than this pivot point. And so far that's a yes. So far that is a yes. I was looking down at Nvidia not be able to capture the 14 EMA. Let's go ahead and pull them back up now. So yeah, I would like to edit this. I'm switching up this Nvidia chart. Oh, and look at that break below the pivot point. So yeah, Nvidia could not hold up. It cracked the 14 EMA on the 5-minute chart just to fly right back below it, similar to this move right here. We are getting a reaction in the other direction right at this pivot point. Went down as low as 25,000. 25,192, but we've had another one of these round number reactions right at 200. So we're back up at 25,220. 15, 20 right there in between, but it still reacted at that. It doesn't like, you know, again, it's psychological human emotion. We like these round numbers. 200, 300, 400, 450, 500. Like, yeah, we like round numbers. So you'll see, even if it's just algorithmic moves, the computers are coded to, you know, bust their algorithmic moves at certain round numbers. It just is what it is. Like, this is a green hammer candle reacting off of this. So, again, absolutely an area to get chopped up. The blue line equals 14 EMA. Red line equals 50 EMA. Green line is the 200 EMA. White line equals 21 EMA. I don't really trade off that one, remember. And the yellow line equals VWAP. Those are my indicators, right? I'm not forgetting anything. Any other line? Oh, I have pivot points automatically. And any other lines equal support and resistance. Would you look at that? We were logged out for some reason. Maybe because we just didn't take a trade in a while. So we're gonna log back in, let that flash. Fortunately, it wasn't like some random open order I forgot about or whatever. That's why I really like this button here. Exit at market and close all orders. Before I leave Tradeovate, just tap it again. Just be sure you don't have some errant sell order that you mistook for the 50 EMA or whatever. Yeah, just making sure you don't have nothing lingering out there, because that will absolutely blow up an account. You try to keep a trade open past 159 on a Friday. Kaboom. Again, another strong reaction off that 200 level, so we're trading up at 25,240. Twitter posting tweets. Twitter. I'm gonna do a couple more tweets while we're sitting here letting this chart. I'm thinking about how to again just get the stream out to more people. I gotta do more YouTube shorts. I'll go ahead and do this one time since it's Friday. We're waiting on trades, whatever. Let's go to the main cam. Obviously, you can see I can't see my little burn here. You should see the other guy though. No, yeah, it's a kitchen incident, but definitely burnt the fuck out of my eye, and that kind of stopped it. Fortunately I'm fine. There's no damage or whatever. It's a superficial burn, but I burned my right eye, and that kind of stopped me from wanting to sit here and make some of these shorts, just because whatever. Who wants to record all their videos with the equivalent of what looks like a black eye? But also, who gives a fuck, man? Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what needs to be done to get this channel out there. So for this week, it's gonna be a couple more tweets and quotes and things like that. But over the weekend, especially as this heals, I'll take a little extra like zinc and whatever. But as it heals, I'm definitely gonna be recording more videos just about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how to join us. I want to, part of the reason that we're on the screen was to show off the eye and do this. Boom. Boom. share this. I wonder, you guys can't see what I'm doing right here. I'm assuming. Whoa, I hit the wrong button. Really hope all this isn't opening for y'all. Let's see. Yeah, it's not coded in OBS, so all y'all are seeing is me anyway. Cool, I like that. Back to what I was doing. Share. AirDrop, not mail. Alright, I needed to AirDrop a screenshot of my trade performance from my computer to my phone. Ooh, look at that hammer candle while I wasn't paying attention. And there we are, 25,277. That is a big bullish move. So again, chopped up. This is why I'm totally comfortable with the Friday SOH trades that I've been taking since I'm taking 5-0, 4-0 to 5-0, whatever. This chop through these EMAs just to come right back. This looked like a bearish reaction. This looked like, okay, we couldn't get up there and we're headed back down to make a new leg. But again, this was the bottom of the day. Once again, if I'd have taken this long and just let it ride, I'd have probably even taken this move I'd have got stopped out on my trail on this move, because I wouldn't have just taken this long with no like trail and stop or no nothing like that. So I definitely, almost anybody that would have taken this long from this bottom here would have got stopped out on a move that aggressive, because that move looks like, oh, we're just fulfilling the inevitable bear flag to go lower. It's just a bigger bear flag than you thought. Chop, 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 down, flag, react, bouncing reaction back down, or cup and handle, or upside down cup and handle, anything. Like, no, that is not what happened, and I would have gotten cooked. I would not have held through the dip below this pivot point. It came all the way back to, oh no, don't do that. Came all the way back to 25,189. Gnarly. You guys haven't been seeing anything I've been doing on this chart. Came all the way back down to 25,189. There's no way I would have stayed in that trade. I would have gotten cooked for a much bigger loss than necessary. And this is why I be closing out my trades in the green, because I still have a lot to learn about exactly how to trail. If it would have, because even my trail here, I'd have been like, oh, I'm gonna trail it until it breaks these EMAs. I'm gonna trail it till it breaks the pivot point. Did all of that shit just to come right back. That's nasty work, Nasdaq. That's nasty. That's why I'm absolutely comfortable with the SOH sit on hands. You have not, my hands are back here instead of being fucking, whatever. No, but again, we're 5 for 5. I'm about to tweet this picture. And here it's reacting at this level again, but I think this time it actually wants the 300 level. Strong reaction again right there, back down. Let's see. Again, Nvidia just repopped the 14 EMA on the 5-minute. That's partially these. I gotta get Nvidia on the computer, because you gotta see how identical these moves are so far. It's such a shame. Yeah, real stall out up there at the top of that move again. You would think that because it retraced and closed above these EMAs again, my rational brain would say that this was gonna keep going. That boom, but this is a tiny little bull flag compared to all of this, bullshit, but tiny little bull flag and boom, we're gonna go. But no, it's stalling right out at the same area that it sold out from last time. Actually even a little lower, which is interesting to say the least. Doesn't mean that there's still, there's only 10 seconds left in this particular candle. Wow. But that doesn't mean that the next candle won't form and it won't still keep going. It's hammer, indecision, and the first green candle pops 5 more points before even deciding what it's gonna do. This might be some upside. There is still a little bottom wick there. Especially if we zoom in and look at it like that, we can see a little tiny bottom wick. But let's see what this candle chooses to continue this move or stall out of here. I think the move is gonna continue. I would be bullish looking at this pattern. The timing is the other interesting concept. You have to let it play out. But again, closing above those EMAs, RSI is on the upside. There's the move. Let's look at this 15-minute chart to see. Maybe this time it actually does tag the, oh yeah, there's a little pop. Maybe this time it does actually tag the 14 EMA at 311. That's a good long from that area. Again, that indecision candle, you just kind of got to wade through. Here we are at this level again. And this time it breaks the level. That's pretty logical. Again, it boom, retraced, boom. Now it's still reacting up here. Not solid. That's that round number shit again. You should expect that. There's 304, so it definitely wanted that 300 level. 311 is the 14 EMA on the 15-minute chart, so yeah, it's basically there. This is that level that I was trying to watch it get to right here 30 minutes ago, and it rejected hard. So can you hold through all that consternation? These are the things that these are the reasons I'm on this live stream, to still talk these trades out through my brain to a proverbial audience, and make it make more sense. You know, I want to understand the trades that I would have taken, that I wouldn't have taken, like what this market is doing and why. You know, we've made it to this level that I can't understand this candle in all of this. But to hold through it, you know, is, you got some cojones, brother and or sister. It's 2025, man. So yeah, looking at this move on the 2-minute. Hold through all of that. You break all these EMAs. You just had the bullish cross on the shorter time frame here too, where the 14 EMA crossed over the 50 EMA. You just had that about 6-8 minutes ago. That's also a good sign, and probably why this candle took off like that. Let's look at the 1-hour candle. Yeah, man, that's really interesting. Very obvious relief from the crazy move to start the market, but still no guarantee what's happening at this level. Again, we're back below the 300s there at 295, 296. Look at how this move looks on the RSI on the 1 hour. Unbelievably oversold. Literally just fell off a cliff down to, like, Jesus Christ. And this bounce is only taking us to like 30, 31, 32. The middle level is 50. Like, we're still really oversold, all things considered, on the 1 hour chart. So don't be surprised if through the rest of the day it chooses to like reclaim these levels. It's a Friday, it's a sell-off. But to see it go too much further than that today, again, it reacted at this level that it last had plenty of price action before climbing. Make sense. You can see what happens. Let's get rid of this. One of these days I'm gonna hit the remove all button and just start over, because there's too much going on for sure. But lines like this, extremely helpful, and I'm glad it was still there. Look, there's a line up here. We're not gonna get to this pivot point anywhere near today, not even close. But I never even tweeted the tweet after I said I sent the picture. Oh wow, look at that reaction. I'm trying to send this tweet to promote the stream. Meanwhile, price is reacting strongly exactly at the level I just said on the stream. There you go. That 300 level yet again couldn't hold. Oh, my volume shelf is back, and look, you do see a much bigger level of volume. Right, you see both of these areas, but that pokes out right there at that 300 level. So every time it gets up here, it's reacting. All right, yeah, I need to reset up. Like the link that's in my Twitter should definitely be pointing people to this YouTube now. View channel, share. Let's edit this page. Use that link. My YouTube is in the bio. I don't know. I know why, because this is the first week I've been doing this, so I still got to get all of that promotional stuff together. I was gonna say I don't know why that wasn't like that already, but I do know why, because it's week 1. But that's okay. After I took Wednesday off for, and like I said, I got my ass beat, joking, kitchen mishap, and all that other good stuff. Hold on, let me see what this looks like. Oh, awesome. I took a day off this week, so for 4 streams, this is pretty solid. I see how long we've been doing. Nice. Dr. Banty, I really like this one. So yeah, not really much happening. Reaction at this level, it's hanging out. It's still above both of those EMAs. Looking to get that little cross of the 14 and the 21 right there. Not as important as the cross of the 14 and the 50 though. So by the time that happens, another bullish move clearly will have taken place if we're gonna get a 14 crossing the 50 today. I'm doing my first Friday stream, obviously, so I'm still getting used to what this means for my life, my schedule, my whatever. Luckily, my other job, I only work the weekend this time. Other jobs, you can't survive in the current economy without several streams of income. Trading is obviously not my only or main source of income. Gotta go out there and make money, and then do this to give yourself a little bit of flexibility and financial freedom, especially during downtimes. That is when it comes in hot. I work in the entertainment industry, so obviously it gets slow around the holidays. That's okay. There's other ways to make money. This one's great because I can stay home, come up here in my office and lock in. Speaking of lock in, I do have a lot of other work to do this weekend. Some for the production company, some for the locations company, and then some just creative on my own. Like, yeah, a lot to do. I know I can see the audience number, but for anybody that goes back and watches this, like to have these little nuggets of I understand what we're in there or whatever in there. Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, I'm still getting used to whatever the streaming schedule will be, but I do think that on Fridays they should be shorter streams just in general. If I got stuff going on throughout the week and whatever, I'll adjust as need be. But Fridays in general, especially when you're green and 5 for 5, like I can sit on my hands and I can sit here and talk to you guys for another 2 hours. Currently, there's not really a you guys to be there. I could send the stream out to a few more people. They tap in and drop a comment or whatever. But for now, especially week 1, it makes sense to still get out here, lock in with some good trades on stream, and also not OD. I got some, I want to enjoy my life. It is nice to be able to do this without having to move around too much. I gotta get the house together for family coming, family coming to stay for at least a week. I gotta buy Christmas gifts. I know I said that on either yesterday's stream or Tuesday's stream, probably yesterday, but yeah, that is something I haven't done and I really need to do. Dang, yeah, I didn't think about it. Today's the 12th, like with shipping and everything. I need to buy like everything this week. I need to just sit down, buy everything, and hopefully I can do everybody shopping online and avoid the stores. Today's the 12th, so fingers crossed. As long as I'm not gonna be able to avoid the stores completely, but shit. Maybe I need to make a list. I haven't typically made Christmas lists. I've just kind of like gone out and got what makes sense. But I think if I put like a note in my phone of like, grab this for this person, grab this for this person, like that might that can at least let me know like what I can buy online right now versus, hold on y'all, I hear the cart. Close that. I hope to work some, but yeah. Once this stream starts popping, I'm gonna drop the music video for this one. I'm not in it, but the homie is. I may have wrote it. Okay. I got the pen. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, getting used to the scheduling and all of that, but for Fridays, definitely smart to cut these short and go live my life, enjoy my time. Because I think on days like this, if I'm up, especially if I wake up in time for pre-market, which I didn't sleep but 5 hours, I randomly still rolled over, 30 minutes before the market opened. Like, hey, I'm getting used to that schedule no matter what time I go to bed. But close this out. But yeah, I think if I get up and I trade well, then obviously like you don't want to give back. And if I get up and I trade poorly, you don't want to like over trade. You don't want to revenge trade and fuck up and all of that. I even already pointed out where some of my typical trading style would have gotten me cooked in here. I'd have been very upset if I took some of these same trades, even though they played out on higher time frames or whatever. So yeah, even right now as we're trading at 25,277, it's held up here through those two red candles. It hasn't flushed the EMAs again like it did last time. So this would have been some at least decent confidence to hold your longs up here for that next EMA test. If it can come up here and squeeze the 50, that would be obviously great for bulls because that's another 50 points from where we're at. Just got a Siri update talking about Sharon Moore at Michigan. That was they were just I keep my AirPods in to read text messages and shit like that, and they were just they were just listing his charges, man. That's rough. Look, this ain't my podcast or whatever, but it is my live stream. I'm sure, nobody gives a fuck right now, but eventually I'll be able to get off some of my controversial opinions and shit like that. But in the meantime, I just want to say I have minimal sympathy for people like him, people like Shannon Sharp, people who are lighting on fire what could have been a generational bag over a I'm not even gonna finish the sentence, just over some mid milk. That's what, like not even not even quality milk, just over some mid milk. You want to throw your, like, brother, you got so much good going on in the world. You could change your family's life with this next contract. And temptation I don't even know if that's the right word. Discipline honestly feels like a better word, because like it's not, it's just my opinion. Some brothers, they live a different existence where like if that type of woman shows them any interest, they gone, and they going fast. Like some men just are cut from a different cloth. I remember Sharon Moore, maybe a year or two ago, not too long ago, being asked some question in the media shortly after Harbaugh left. It was a question that had to do with race. And his his short-term answer was like, I don't see color, my wife is white. It is just like, alright, bro. But you reap what you sow. You cheat with the little assistant chick or whatever, Shannon Sharp, you got the little OnlyFans chick or whatever. Like it's gonna come back to haunt you. There's one thing, like, I've been raised as a young black man in America. You learn those things pretty fast. You learn what situations to keep yourself in and out of, because there is danger in these streets. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. So yeah, sorry, I got distracted because the AirPod read the thing. Nothing's really happening in the price action anyway. Honestly, that's not true. It looks like we want to test the 300 level again. Not super exciting price action, as the algo has slowed down for this 10 o'clock hourly candle. Let's do that one more time. Let's just scoot through these charts real quick. We've been watching the price action on the 5 minute, obviously, because that's typically what I trade off of. I would get chopped up a lot on the 1 minute. I've tried the 2 minute, but the 5 minute is where I have the most success, so that's where we be. But we always like to confirm and find some confluence with the higher time frames. And as soon as I click to the 15 minute chart, the holdup right there is self-explanatory. The 14 EMA has come down to meet us at 25,000. It looks like 308 on here. I can't see because the actual price action, it's in the way. But right there, so that would explain even this bullish move, still a hold up. 21 EMA is up here at this support and resistance line that I drew myself. It's at 25,354. VWAP headed down this way, and 50 EMA on the 15 minute chart, 25,470. If we were to manage to make it all the way back up to the 50 EMA on the 15 minute chart, I would be shocked. I would be absolutely surprised. If anything, I could see us, chopping around in this area for a minute, potentially making new highs up into this zone, and that's going to be it for the day. So if you're still trading, if you're looking for some moves, I would say pay attention to that level, 25,350 level. That's going to be a big one, especially if you can break this 306, this EMA. But right now it looks like it still rejected that EMA pretty decently. If you are only trading on the 5 minute and you're like, why can't we get up there? That's why, man. You're being supported by these EMAs. You're being held up. That's good for bulls. But if you're confused after a while, all of these candles you tried, you just can't quite get above 308, 309 right there. Well, here's your answer. Go to the 15 minute chart, higher confluence. That 21 EMA has come down to meet us. It's currently at 25,306. Maybe 7, going back and forth between 6 and 7 as the price moves. But yes, that can explain on the shorter time frame exactly why you got stuck in that zone. And if it's stuck there, boom, 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 on the 15 minute chart, that if I said 4 booms, not like those Costco guys, if I said 4 booms, that's an hour. So what was I saying? 4 booms is an hour on the 15 minute chart. So if I were to check that on the 2 minute chart, just curious, not quite a double top. Nope, because you got a higher high there. But yeah, this level is making a low. It's not able to put in a higher high from this level here. And you will be confused on the 2. If I were trading on the 2-minute chart, I would be like, what the fuck? We're above all the moving averages. We had the bullish cross here. Why are we not going? Why are we not taking off? Why are we still stuck at this level? And the answer is always to check the higher time frames. 5-minute, you would be confused. You'd see this little rising wedge, but be like, why can't we get up there? 15-minute, oh, I see where we are. We're stuck right at an EMA level, on a higher time frame. So it's gonna get a little more respect there. On the 30-minute, we're still far under all those EMAs. Same on the 1 hour. Far under those EMAs. So it doesn't mean that there's not still upside, but you always want to check those higher time frames to understand why the things that are happening on the chart are happening. You would be confused trading off the 5 like me, but if you go to the 15, you get it. You see exactly what's happening. All right, so that's it. I think that's it for the day. It's been fun. I want to thank anybody that tuned in and or comes back later. Appreciate you guys watching Money in the Future. We'll be back Monday to make some more money in this futures trading market. You all have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay blessed. I'll see you later.